Are we live? I can't see it on my side. If we are live, please put it in the comments. Just open it up again. Guys, if you can see me, just wait for a few seconds. I'm just setting it up so I can see the messages. Let's see. Am I audible, visible? Please put it down in the comments once. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Hi, Ashika. Hi, Jayesh. All right, perfect. We are live, and can anybody of you guess where am I live from? If you know me from somewhere, can you guess where am I live from right now? I'm just waiting for the chats to come. I think there's a little bit of delay on my end, with respect to YouTube. So I might take some time in between to just look at the chat and see. But yes, I'll wait for another 10 seconds and then I'll tell you where am I live from right now. It is some iron. Yes, it is some iron. You're right. Okay, let me share. I'm live from IIM Udaipur. So, so I'm live from IIM Udaipur right now, and this is a stream which we planned where we're going to kind of discuss what you need to do for the next 4 months as a preparation strategy, a roadmap. You can ask any questions that you have. And the context behind this is that I personally joined the iQuanta last batch as well. And basically, I studied for 4 months and then cracked the CAT exam. This was my first attempt last year in which I cracked the CAT exam. And I got a 99.43 percentile. Okay. Let me also share with you my, sorry, my throat is not okay. So you have to bear with me a bit. But let me share with you my profile. Okay. So I have a mediocre profile when it comes to CAT, and it is in 10th I got 93.17%. In 12th I got a 75.85%, and in grad I got 8.47 CGPA. So it's an average profile when it comes to CAT. Okay, and okay, somehow the live chat is again disabled on my screen. Sorry, but that is my profile. Okay, and this is something which I want to start this live interaction with all of you with. It is that it's possible for everyone. Okay. I'll be very honest. I am a very mediocre candidate when it comes to intelligence and uh, ability to do things in a very smart manner. I'm not that guy. I rely on understanding things from other people. I ask questions from people who know stuff, and I figure things out and then make it happen. So even if you do not know a lot about cat even right now, you can still meet. Okay. We'll start with this premise and I'll start taking your questions right now. Let's see. Thank you, Neha. Thank you. Namaskaram. Namaskaram. You guys can ask any questions, by the way. I will, in between, sometimes I'll stop answering and then I'll give you my take on how you approach uh, the next 4 months as well. But right now, we'll start taking some questions first. Let's start with FMS Q Nahilia. Sorry. So I had applied to FMS. Okay. I had applied to FMS, but I did not get selected at 99.43 percentile. This is as a result of the GEM profile that I have, General Engineer Male. So if you have a GEM profile, you need to get at least 99.78 percentile to crack Blackies and FMS. So that is a reality check, okay, for GEM candidates. If you are, sorry again, if you are not a GEM candidate, then probably 99.5 would do. Again, I'm not confirming anything because everybody has a different profile, okay? So I won't be taking profile specific questions in this particular video. I'll tell you the reason. iQuanta already has an IM predictor tool, if you know that, on the iQuanta uh, website. So if you go there, you can check it out yourself. And I won't be a better advisor in terms of profile than the iQuanta tool because in that in itself has enough data that it will guide you in a better direction. Okay. So if you have a profile based question that what will happen, what percentile should I get, go to the I predictor tool on the iQuanta website, check your scores there, what you need to achieve and what not. That will be a much more accurate and a better uh, guide to you in terms of the profile. Other than that, of course, there will be iQuanta professors, etc. To me, you can ask questions about your CAT prep, your schedule, your strategy, your roadmap, your problems which you're facing. If you need motivation, that is something which I will share. There are many things that will happen. Okay. Okay. We have a question which is what is the minimum percentile for IIM ABC as a GEM profile? That is what we answer. The next question is just summarize your entire prep for 4 months. A very difficult question to summarize the entire prep. Just know this. This is a life-changing kind of a prep. If you really take this seriously, this will be life-changing for you. Okay. The reason that is there is because I think iQuanta professors also iterate this a lot, but it has been true for me. So I have to share with you the same thing. Uh, when you start your preparation, especially if you're from the last batch, last 4 months, not knowing a lot about things, even if you're from other batches, the amount of rigor that you need to go through and the amount of changes that you need to make to yourself is just not, doesn't just happen out of the blue in your life. You have to really focus and be one pointed in your approach for at least 4 to 5 months and give your all in terms of efforts, strategy, uh, trying to be a good student, trying to understand things from professors. You have to give it your all, and only then does it happen. And this might be different from everybody, but for an average student like me, I had to give it my all, and I had to go through all the rigor of what the CAT prep process needs. So, in one word, it would be rigor, but uh, life changing. So it's rigor, but it is life changing. At the end of it, it's all worth it. When you get into your dream peaceful, it will be all worth it. Let's go to next questions. Again, profile based questions I am not taking. So let's see. What were your daily targets? Very good question. So, I'll give you a kind of a brief of how I used to arrange my day. I used to start my day at very early in the morning. By the way, the people who are sleeping in the afternoons, do not do that. You might get a slot two in your on your CAT D day, and a slot two means you have to attempt your exam in the afternoon. So do not sleep in the afternoon. Try to either wake up early or study at night, whatever feels good. Even better if you can try to wake up early. The reason being, it is highly possible that your slot is slot one, which is at 9 o'clock approx. I think 9 or 10, something like that. And you have to approach the exam in not a sleepy manner if you have to give it well. So if you are planning to give CAT, try to wake up early. That's my advice. Okay. Everybody has a different advice. That's my advice. I used to wake up early at 5:30, start with my VARC preparation. I used to start with Aeon essays. That was the first thing I used to do in the morning. The next thing was I used to attempt VARC sectionals from the mocks. And that I used to do because we also need to have time practice for the VARC section. For the time practice that you need, that time practice, either you can do it using a stopwatch or you can use the sectionals. I used to personally use sectionals, the reason being with a stopwatch, sometimes you cannot be very true to yourself. You just give yourself a little more time. But with sectionals, you know you have 40 minutes, you know you have only that much time to do the next three or four BA or RC questions. And you also know that the environment will mimic the D-Day. So you're essentially practicing for the D-Day to go well. So that is how I used to practice VRC. Aeon essays and then VRC sectionals. The next thing I used to do in the morning was DILR. And every day, at least 3 to 4 questions minimum in DILR. That was my target. Sometimes I used to not have a good day and used to do only 2 questions, but two was minimum. Okay. Don't go below that because otherwise you will lose touch. Okay. And in the afternoon, afternoons were a bit difficult for me. Earlier, before the CAT prep, I used to sleep in the afternoon. I used to work from home, so sleep in the afternoon was not a problem for me. I used to sleep. So, uh, not sleeping in the afternoon was a big task for me personally, but I did it, had to do it. So the problem was I was kind of dozing off in the afternoon. Okay. So I stopped. What I used to do is personally, I used to either play an online game or watch some series on Netflix or something for 1 hour in the afternoon, just to pass enough time to not sleep. Okay. And with time, I stopped this practice as well because with time, my body got used to not sleeping in the afternoon. So it's all this leeway is just so that you can build a habit of not sleeping in incremental steps. Okay, so do that. So afternoons went, I didn't sleep, maybe guilty pleasure, went into some gaming sometimes. And then at around 2:30 ish, I used to either give a mock or used to start with my quant prep. Okay, so either a mock or the quant prep. Uh, One thing I want to emphasize over here, if you are giving your mocks, you need to have a strategy of when you need to give what mocks. It's very important that you have a strategy planned out as to when will you complete your syllabus, when will you do your mocks well. Okay. And I'm sorry for the long monologue, but I have to complete the whole day so that you guys can get a context or at least an inspiration of uh, what you can do for your own schedule. Okay. So 2:30 to 4:30, I think 2 hours is to give a mock, then a bit of analysis, probably an hour or so, and then quants practice. Not for long because the iQuanta classes I think start at 7 or 8 ish. You guys you guys know better than me now right now. But that is how it used to function. Okay, so the first thing in the morning was BRC, then was DILR, and then it came to quants. Sometimes it did happen that I found out that, okay, this is one subject or one particular chapter that I'm weak in. To give you an example, I was weak in algebra from the start. By the way, I got really good at it by the end because of ALP sir. So he's a fantastic teacher. If you're already studying from him, fantastic. Concentrate on practicing questions on algebra. That is what I did, and it worked out well for me. The point over here that I want to make is, if you find out a weakness, for example, uh, algebra is a weakness of yours, you can go ahead and schedule a particular day when you will do nothing but algebra. You can do that, okay? But you have to keep yourself accountable that from the next day, that is next day we are doing algebra, next to next day, we go back to the same schedule where you do your VRC, DILR, and quants practice consistent. You can make leeways, you can make changes in your schedule as per what you personally require for your preparation, but it is important that you know what you know how to come back to your original schedule. You know that you have to be disciplined. And this is a schedule which is for non-working professionals at this moment. If you are a working professional, you have to manage your time in a very different way. But I was a non-working professional. At that point, I had left my work and then I'd started preparing for CAT. I had a startup before that. I started preparing for CAT after that. So that is how it worked for me. So I hope you got some inspiration at least from this. I hope you got some insights into my day, and then you can make your own schedule as per your own needs, as per your own uh, commitments. Okay, let's go back to the question answer forum. Let's see. Give a roadmap from ground zero. A roadmap for everybody is different. I'll tell you in a very gist manner what was my approach. In the first 45 days of my preparation, again, I prepared for 4 months. In the first 45 days of my preparation, I had finished my quants syllabus once. What do I mean by finished? By finished, I mean I had studied the chapters as well as solved at least 10 questions from each chapter. That was finishing the quant syllabus once for me. My target was to stay ahead of the class and also to participate equally well in each of the classes. So I used to do both. But my target was very simple. I'm going to complete the quant syllabus in 45 days. And DILR and VRC are things which uh, I thought for myself that I can do it with time, and with time I would improve, and I did. So that was my first thing. The next is, after 45 days of preparations, I started my mock strategy. My mock strategy was every 3 days or every 4 days, I think initially every 3 to 4 days, I used to give one mock. When we had 2 months left, I started giving a mock every alternate day. And this continued till the end of preparation. Sometimes I did miss mocks, I'll be very honest. Maybe because I had a weakness point which I had to cover before I attempted my next mock. It happens. Again, you have to calibrate your strategy to your own weaknesses and strengths. Nobody will be forcing you to make any kind of schedule. It's your responsibility to do it well. Okay. So that is a small kind of a roadmap. That is, cons, try to complete it as fast as possible, at least understanding. Even for VX and DLR, try to understand what's there in the syllabus really fast. And then I think the pace at which iQuanta classes go on is really amazing. They complete the syllabus, I think, once or twice, and then you get a lot of practice as well with them. So just follow the classes diligently, listen to your faculties, listen to your professors. Sorry, that is what will help you. Okay, to do that. Okay, let's go. Daily targets is done. How to manage time for WorkX people. Shamal, I'm sorry. It's difficult for me to relate and tell you how to manage time for a person who's in WorkX at the moment. But it's this is something which you have to evaluate while you are practicing. Suppose you are doing your WorkX, you are also going to your office. You have to evaluate that. Okay, 1 month has passed. How far or how close am I to the goal of 99 percentile? At least your target should be 99 percentile, right? For everybody. So you have to evaluate yourself. If you find in your evaluation that you are not close enough, then it's very simple. Either you understand that, okay, I need to give more efforts. How do I get more time? If you can't, then I don't know. See, It's all about priorities which you have to set for your own life, and it's about priorities that each one of us makes for what you or each one of us want to do in our lives. So for me, my priority was that I'm going to leave everything and focus on this because I had no other option. I wanted to get a 99 percentile, get into an IIM, learn a lot of business, and get into the business world. That was my goal. For each one of us, priorities are different. There is no judgment. Okay. But it's important that we calibrate what we do according to um, what you want in your life. It's very, very directly proportional. So it's the onus falls on you, the onus falls on all of us to do it well, according to what we need. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Shreyash joined iQuanta after talking to you, currently scoring 50 to 16 marks. Great. VRC is in, sorry. VRC is in single digits. How to increase marks in it? I tend to get bored while reading RCs. Okay. If you do not have a practice of reading, this is what I'll recommend. This is what worked for me. That's what I'm recommending. Okay. I started with very easy to read books. Okay. I started with very, very easy to read books. Uh, there are some books by Ankur Variku, if you can find them. Those are good books. Very easy to read. Doesn't at all help you towards your VRC preparation. Okay. Let me be very honest. But it helps you get interested in reading. That is something where I personally started. And then the book was so easy to read that it felt like, okay, what's so great in reading? I can also read. I can read well and comprehend well. So I read the easy book and then I got interested, and somehow that interest developed over time. I started to read a neon essay every day. And also, I kind of eased into reading neon essays. What I mean by that is, I used to take an essay. Day one, I used to just read one paragraph and summarize it. Okay, that was day one. Day two, let's say that happened for 5 or 7 days, and after that I started reading two paragraphs. After 15 days or so, I started reading four paragraphs. So that is how I kind of progressed. It was not that at day one I was absolutely amazing at reading um, everything. It was not the case. I don't think it's the case with a lot of people. So if you are struggling like me, I struggled as well. So start reading easy things and ease yourself into it. Get your interest into reading, and then go full throttle towards reading your essays, summarizing it, and so on. So that's the start point. Do the start point, and I feel the rest of the parts your faculties will take care. Okay, let's see. How many questions is to be solved for each section? Daily practice. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Shatayu. Um, just go back to the video. I've already mentioned what you need to do. Okay. For this particular question, can you give a routine for working professionals for the 4 months? Prerna, again, I'm sorry, I was not a working professional, but iQuanta, I think iQuanta has already provided many of such routines. If you go and watch the YouTube channel, there are many videos. I would just recommend to do that because there are many of my friends here at IIM Udaipur and elsewhere who have done the same through iQuanta videos. They have just listened to the strategy provided by the faculties, followed it to the T, and have cracked a good iron. So it it's just following what's been said. There's no magic strategy that will take you somewhere. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Uh, Resolving miscellaneous sets from LRTA or topic specific sets. Neha, very good question. We need to have topic specific sets. It's very important that we understand what are the different kinds of sets in DILR. Miscellaneous have to do, but later. Right now, try to understand what are the different kinds of questions. Okay. And try to solve each kind of a question. Try to understand how to solve them. DILR takes time. With time, you will improve upon your speed in DILR. Initially, I used to take 60 minutes to solve one DILR set, and it went down to not very good, but at least I think um 15 to 20 minutes per set, and that was my max. There are much better DILR problem solvers than me. I was not particularly good at DILR, but uh, it gets much better with time. From 60 minutes to 20 minutes is a huge jump, okay, in 4 months. So it just depends upon how well you practice. Let's see. Uh, Best college in Bangalore other than I am Bangalore? No idea. I'm sorry. Rahul. I've completed my syllabus. How much mocks should I target? Um, it depends upon you. Start with a few mocks, see how you're performing, um, find out your weaknesses, and then focus and dive deeper into making your weaknesses your strengths. You have time right now. Make your weaknesses your strengths. And if you're saying you've completed your syllabus, that's not something which is right to say at the moment, because by what metrics are we saying that we've completed our syllabus? Uh, One of the metrics which I personally used was that, okay, I need to be able to solve any questions that come from this particular chapter. Are we at that stage yet? If not, we shouldn't say. I'm saying it's very easy to say that we've completed a syllabus. Just don't say, I'm not judging or anything, okay? Because there's a getting, let's just see if we are back or not. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Let's give me some minutes. Um, Guys, are we back? Can you put put something in the comments? If you see me back, if you're watching me, put something in the comments, then I'll start speaking again because there has been a power cut over here. Okay. Okay. So we are back. We're back. All right. So okay, I'll start answering questions again. Let's see. It might be a little bit of an issue because I'm using my personal hotspot right now. The load shedding season is on. So okay, let's see. Let's start answering questions. Uh, the next thing is next questions. Next questions. What was your score in mocks? Okay, let's answer this question. Good question. So my mock scores started with a really bad score, which was 38. Okay, my first mocks, I just got 38, 40, 41, cute marks. Okay, and with time I got better, and with time I scored um, 60, 65 marks around that. And this continued till about 1 month before the CAT exam, and it improved to a 70 and 80. This is look, this is my time. Okay, so my time was 2023 papers is what we were practicing on that level of difficulty. I gave the paper, I gave my CAT exam in 2024. 2023 paper was difficult. Okay, space is sorry, basis uh, a score of 60 or 70 is an okay score, but still not a 99 percentile. With time, I came to the 99th percentile, I think 15 days before the CAT exam, I get to a 94 percentile. And it is only 2 or 3 days for the CAT exam that I finally could touch the 99th percentile consistently. So it's important to know that it's only 2, 3 days before the CAT exam that this shift happened. I was able to touch 99th percentile consistently. So if you are somebody who's also kind of thinking that you're still not at a stage where you can score well in mocks, I mean, wait for some more time, give it your all till the last moment, and you'll do great. Okay, there will be changes. If you put your all into your preparation, with time you will get better results. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me try to change my Wi-Fi again because the power is back.